Good morning. Our headlines at 6 o'clock. Delegations from Europe and the US head to Geneva to discuss President Trump's controversial 28-point peace plan for Ukraine.
Rail fares in England will be frozen next year. The government says commuters could save more than £300 a year.
Following bitter rows, the UN climate summit COP30 ends with a deal, but there's no mention of cutting fossil fuels.
The US Secretary of State Marco Rubio says good progress has been made during talks in Geneva aimed at ending the war in Ukraine.
I think this was a very, very meaningful, I would say probably best meeting and day we've had so far in this entire process, going back to when we first came into office in January.
Well, earlier, President Trump accused Ukraine of having zero gratitude towards the US. Israel carries out deadly airstrikes inside Lebanon. At least 5 people are reported to have been killed, including a senior Hezbollah figure.
These attacks are going to continue. The view here is that the Trump administration has given Israel a green light to act against Hezbollah.
Here, it's a critical week for the Chancellor ahead of the budget on Wednesday. The government denies policy leaks have damaged the UK economy. 50 hostages managed to escape after a mass abduction of children in Nigeria. Bandits had initially taken over 300 people hostage. And in football, Arsenal thrashed Spurs in the North London derby to extend their lead at the top of the Premier League table.
Also, we'll introduce you to a couple of unexpected pals, the otter and the fox, on a night out on the town, all captured on CCTV.
Let's have a look at today's papers. It's 17 minutes past 6. Now, the Sunday Mirror leads on an exclusive interview with the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, in which she pledges to tackle the cost of living crisis in Wednesday's budget. The Chancellor also promises to cut NHS waiting lists and reduce the national debt.
The front page of the Sunday Times this morning also focuses on the upcoming budget, with the paper reporting that the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, plans to abolish the two-child benefit cap, while insisting that the welfare bill still needs to be tackled.
The Prime Minister's comments about Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor feature in several of this morning's papers. The Mail on Sunday reports that Sir Keir Starmer has heaped pressure on the former prince to testify in the United States as part of the investigation into the convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. The Prime Minister told reporters at the G20 summit, "My general position is if you have relevant information, you should be prepared to share it."
The Sunday Telegraph leads with that United States plan to end the war in Ukraine, with President Donald Trump saying his proposal is not his final offer to Kyiv after Ukrainian allies voiced concerns over the proposals. Just time to have a look at one of the stories inside. This is in The Sun on Sunday this morning, telling us that Taylor Swift jetted 3,500 miles last weekend from New Jersey to land at Farnborough, I presume, in Hampshire, because she was then going to film a Christmas music video in Croydon.
Indeed. So started off in Stoke Newington. So people might have seen her. I don't know. But
no one took a photo of her.
No one took a photo. Stoke Newington, and then went to the Whitgift Centre, which is apparently partially closed, partly closed off, to film a music video in Croydon.
Yeah, they put big screens up, and so no one who was doing their shopping in the Whitgift Centre could see what was going on. And then they shuttled her around under umbrellas. So...
I quite like some of the details. So it's like a Christmas video. It's for the song Opalite. People may know that. Banana milkshake was apparently used for eggnog, while grape juice stood in for posh champagne. The idea being this is going to be Taylor Swift's festive offering.
Oh, there you go.
Filmed in Croydon.
Filmed in Croydon, which is cool. How good is that? So there we go. Of all, as the paper puts it, of all the moles in all the world, she came to Croydon. Why not?
I think it's a long way to go. You'd think there'd be one in,
New Jersey.
Yeah, where
somewhere.
She lives. Yeah, totally.
A generational shift in children reading for pleasure appears to be taking place, according to the Education Select Committee, as MPs launch an inquiry into reasons for the decline. Earlier this year, the National Literacy Trust found only 1 in 3 young people aged 8 to 18 say they read in their spare time. This has fallen from more than half of young people in 2005 and is the lowest level for 20 years. The committee will question experts on the relationship between children reading for pleasure and their mental health, as well as the level of time they spend on screens. And Irish fashion designer Paul Costello has died aged 80. Costello set up his own label in 1979 and was known for often using Irish fabrics and textiles. In 1983, he was appointed personal designer to Princess Diana, a collaboration that lasted until her death 14 years later. His family said he passed away in London after a short illness, surrounded by his wife and 7 children.
A 13-year-old girl who was arrested on suspicion of murder after a woman was found dead at a home in Swindon has been released on bail. The body of 55-year-old mental health charity worker Sarah Forrester was found at her home in Morden on Friday evening. Police say the investigation into her death is ongoing. The Ministry of Defence has confirmed a Royal Navy patrol ship has intercepted 2 more Russian vessels off the UK coast in the past fortnight. The MOD says patrols have been stepped up in the English Channel after a surge in recent Russian military activity.